You're right there guys, this is Cobb and welcome to the 30th Sundays episode. I've got a load of awesome news to share with you all, a bunch of good questions from you guys to answer, and of course some much needed thank yous to everyone who's decided to become sponsors to the channel on Patreon over the past fortnight. But moving on to the first topic, or rather the first announcement, the third milestone goal has been hit on Patreon. And guys, for those of you who do not know, this means that I now have enough support to be able to work full time on YouTube. Now, we actually hit the milestone goal a few days ago, and I've been waiting until this episode here to let all of you guys know about it properly, but even now I'm still pumped as hell. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around what a really life-changing thing this is for me, and the things I can do with the support here on the channel. Because that is what it's all about. It's about the games and the videos and making content that gets you guys hyped up to play, or just to make you laugh, and the fact that I can go after my passion thanks to the pledges made on Patreon. This is something that I will never be able to thank you guys enough for. YouTubing isn't like streaming, which I'm not a big fan of myself. The income will never be as high or as stable, so thanks to the pledges made, and being able to do what I do now and be part of the awesome community that has gathered up for you for the videos while making enough to get by on in real life, there just isn't a word or phrase I could describe how that makes me feel, so thank you. So what does full time really mean for you guys? First of all, as of Tuesday coming up, it means there's pretty much going to be a video a day. A lot of you guys have huge appetites for the content here, and I can finally do something about that. I can't promise that there's going to be exactly 7 videos per week, one every day, but I can say that that's what I'm going to be shooting for, and of course, I don't want to burn myself out, so there might be a day off here and there, but honestly, with Warlords on its way and Heroes of the Storm sometime after that, I can't see myself running out of steam for a long time to come. Of course, there is going to be a range of content: Dota 2 videos, World of Warcraft arenas, duels and battlegrounds, probably more Wildstar as well down the line, and I'm also going to be bringing back the Dueling with Cobb series, the same way the Talent Build Challenge videos will come back as well. The Dueling with Cobb videos might not seem like hard work for me, but they actually do take up a lot of time between organising and editing them, but that is pretty much not an obstacle anymore. I can definitely afford to spend time working on those again in the coming weeks. And when the series does come back, it will probably come with a fresh new look. Improving the editing quality in the videos has been on my mind for a while, and I've been working a lot lately on spicing up the presentation of series, like these Sundays videos and the Talent Build Challenge videos, and more will follow suit for sure. So that is that guys. Come Tuesday, a couple of days from now, we're gonna go ham, and I can't wait to kick things off. For the next update, as if a video per day wasn't enough, my beautiful girlfriend Sophie is starting up a channel of her own. The channel is called Cobrak and IRL, and as well as some of Soph's gameplay videos as she makes her comeback to WoW, there's also going to be a load of vlogs popping up there too. A lot of you guys seem interested in the real life stuff, so for anyone who wants to get to know us a little bit better and see some behind the scenes clips, definitely head on over to that channel where the first vlog is already uploaded. You can click the screen right here to check that out, or find the link below in the description, and also remember to subscribe over there too, so that you don't miss out on any future vlogs. And now I think that is it for the updates, so let's move right into the questions submitted by you guys, starting with Kez Victor Khan, who asks, if you could visit any zone in-game, in real life, which zone would it be and why? Now, I thought long and hard about this one, and the only place I can think of is a small zone between Duskwood and Swamp of Sorrows called Deadwind Pass. The zone is mainly empty and has a completely lifeless, ancient, drained look to it, and for some reason it was one of the only zones in the game that really made me feel uneasy being there when I first rode through it in the Burning Crusade. And that might seem like a strange reason for wanting to visit it in real life, but I think it would be an experience. Any place that is lifeless can be a little bit chilling, but it's always interesting, and I can imagine myself strolling through the place with my headphones in, listening to some atmospheric metal and just soaking in the total isolation. And as long as I don't wander too far, I won't get beaten to death and eaten by a horde of ogres. Ben Turner asks, this may be off the topic of WoW, but who or what is your favourite writer or biggest inspiration for writing stories and fiction? I've answered who my favourite writer is, and I remember it was hard to give an exact answer, but I think I mentioned Edgar Allan Poe. But as for what inspires me to write, it would have to be TV series and dramas. Things like Game of Thrones, Prison Break and Lost are just immense, and as a would-be writer, I love seeing how characters can develop and be pushed over the edge and tortured, then either die or find redemption or whatever. And I guess just watching it happen in my favourite series isn't enough for me. I have dozens of characters in my mind that have their own stories to live out, and just being able to put them down on a page makes them real. And for me, that's just so exciting, and I can't believe sometimes that more people don't at least try writing for themselves. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a massive raging nerd. Michael Da Silva asks, what is your favourite Dota 2 hero and why? And this one is pretty tough. When I play Dota 2, I almost always play position 5, And for anyone not familiar with Dota, a position 5 player is the guy who gets little to no gold farm. Throughout the entire game you buy wards to give your team vision. You might get yourself 1 or 2 key items finished before the game ends, and it's your job to assist your team as they farm, push and fight as much as possible without feeding your life away, and that is the real trick, because of course you don't have all of the powerful items that they do. I like playing Addons, even though you do need a few more key items on him really, but I also really like playing Witch Doctor, Wraith King as a support, Venomancer and Shadow Demon. But if I had to pick a favourite right now, I would have to say Witch Doctor, and with Casket and Maledict you have some really nice early to mid kill potential, and his ultimate is just so good, and as long as you build right, it stays good as the game goes on, whereas other supports can sometimes drop off quite a bit. Wesley J asks, will you change spec or class if Destro DPS goes bad in Warlords of Draenor? I definitely won't be moving away from Destro. The spec is pretty much the backbone of the channel here, and I'm way too proud at this point to look back now, but I will say I'm really enjoying playing Arcane spec right now on my alt mage. Whether I'll be playing that every now and then in Warlords, we're going to have to see. And maybe it will be a different alt, but I will be playing Destruction for sure as a main, for better or for worse. And Mohammed Kebdani asks, there aren't many good gamers in my country or from Africa generally. Not like Europe, the US or Asia. You're a symbol for Destrologs around the world, and especially in Europe. Do you think if African people made a great effort in-game, we would have a chance of seeing ourselves having a real place in the community of WoW, and maybe even getting our own dedicated African servers? Well, I'm not sure that I'm that huge of a symbol. Now I know what you're saying about African players not being so big in, I guess, the competitive side of World of Warcraft, or even in the entertainment or YouTube side of things, but it only takes one person to change that. I'd guess that it's mainly a numbers thing. The amount of players in and around Africa is hugely overshadowed by the numbers of people playing in the US, for example. But if a player from an African country really set their mind to getting good and then managed to get some exposure on YouTube or Twitch TV, there is no reason why they couldn't become a symbol of inspiration to other players as well. As for Blizzard providing African dedicated servers, however, I'm afraid that I wouldn't hold my breath unless there is a chunky player base demanding it. Establishing new servers requires a ton of money, and this is Blizzard we're talking about. Interesting questions this episode. They all really got me thinking, which is what I always like. Now moving on to the channel's latest sponsors on Patreon. We have Cormac Jackson, Valdemar Johansson, Adam, Hugo Delamotte, Ben McGow, Rashid Obeid, Nicholas Lund, and Marco. Crazily epic people, all of you, and I'm going to do everything that I can to return the favour with the content. I also want to thank Kayvon Cuffy for upping his pledge just to tip us over the 3rd milestone goal on the day that we reached it. World boss Samuel Russo, he knows who he is. The support you are giving is nothing short of incredible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the existing patrons for the continued support. Every day you hold to your pledge means the world to me. And that is about it for this 30th episode of Sundays with Cobb. Really great news all around, and I think I'm just so excited for the future and where else this journey might take us. Awesomeness to come, guys. Thank you all so much for dropping by. Stay Destra, everyone, and I'm going to catch you all a little bit later, most likely on Tuesday.